everyone, and welcome to my video on how to draw a simple unicorn head. This video will teach you step by step on how to draw the eyes, the hair, and the snout right down to the neck. Now, before we get started, I just want to let you know to smack that like button and to please subscribe to PonygirlGaming today. In this video, what you'll need to draw this is a pencil, an eraser, and just in case for those pencil emergencies, a sharpener. Now, the first step you will need to draw this is the head. Now, you want to start at least a little bit in the middle of the paper if you're only going to draw the head, because you need room for the hair and the horn. So I would just suggest that, because if you go too high up, you won't have any room for the hair or the horn. So, it'll be a big mess, and you might even have to restart. And I've had situations like that, and they were really stressy. Now, when you're drawing this, first of all, you want to make a curve just about like this. You want to brush lightly, though, because if you don't, if you put it too deep, then if you make a mistake, it'll be really hard to erase. Now, when you're curving, you want to make sure that it's at least a little bit farther back, because you're going to have to make the horn right here, and you're going to have enough room for the hair. So, yeah. When you curve it like this, when you're done that, what you can do is you just sort of gotta make sure that you just gotta curve it nice and gently like that, and push it out like that to make where the snout's gonna be. The snout is gonna be a little bit big, but it's not gonna be that big, because it'll look really weird. So now, when you get up to like here, you're gonna have to brush down. And when you get just about halfway down, you're going to have to make sure it's kind of curved in, like out like this. So it's at least, a little bit pointed, but it's, it looks kind of proper the way a normal snout would be. Now when you're done, like we're about this, you can probably just put a dot right here, which is going to resemble where the nose is going to be. And when you get about here, you can pause this video right here if you want, though, if you're not done this part. So you can make sure that this head is nice and straight and everything, because this is probably one of the main parts. So you can pause it right here. But for those people who have already finished this part, you can move ahead and we can start the next step. The next step, you are going to have to make sure that you draw this part. And when you start around here, you should go back to here and you should curve in like this. And when you reach where the head point is, don't just stop there, though, because you're going to need to curve in like this and make it curved sort of the way you would draw like a normal unicorn or a horse, because this is going to be like where the neck is. The neck's sort of going to be like around here, and the horn is obviously going to be right here. And yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about after when I'm done this. But for now, let's just move on to the ears. The ears are nice and simple, because all it is really just like a little bit of a point almost. So what you're going to need to draw that is you're just going to have to brush lightly, like I said, and sort of make it up like about like an inch like this. When you reach this point, you're just going to have to curve all the way back like this until you reach just about right here, because then you can start brushing down, and this is going to be where the hair is going to be. So yeah, this is where the ear is, and this is how to draw an ear. Now you can pause the video right here if you want to make sure that your ear is nice and perfect and nice and round and nice. But for those of you who have already done that, let's move on to the next step. Now, the next step is going to be the horn. The horn, you're going to need to make it at least just about around here, like kind of not that far from where the curve is, like right in the middle. Now, when you're drawing the horn, you got to make sure that it's kind of long, though, because if it's just a little stubble, it'll look kind of weird. Now, for the horn, what you're going to have to do is you're just going to have to move up like this, so it's nice and straight. And then when you're just doing that, you're going to have to make it a little farther from that. You're going to have to make another line and connect it to make sort of like a triangle. Now, if you got like one of these problems with horns, if you still got like a little bit of a line right here, you can just erase that off because it kind of looks really weird. It looks not exactly like a horn. It just looks like, you know, everyone does that though. Usually I do that when it comes to horns, but you know what? It's easy to erase. That's why you got to make sure that your lines are kind of really like kind of light brushed, because if you don't, it will turn out, if you want to make a mistake like that, it'll be really, really hard to erase. Now, the only reason I'm talking like this is because my other video that I just made, it's really long. It's like 21 minutes long because I was actually kind of talking a little bit slow. It was how to draw a simple chibi girl. It's kind of similar to this, but not exactly. I'll leave the description for it, the link, so you can check that out after as well, because it's really cool. So what you want to do now, when you're done the horn, you can pause the video right here, like I said, if you didn't do it yet, if you made a mistake or all. But for those of you who haven't, let's move on. So what you want to do now is you just sort of want to make these little lines and make them sort of diagonal, because it just gives it that little unicorn look. You don't want to make too many lines though. Just make it like this, so it looks kind of cool. And what I like to do, just a tip here for coloring, is if you want to make it look really cool, you can make it like red, orange, yellow, green, and blue to make it look like a rainbow unicorn horn. That's usually what I do when I'm coloring unicorns. Just a little tip there, you know? So yeah. For the ear though, let me just add a little bit, because you want to make sure that it looks like an ear. You want to start from like where the tip is, just a little bit, like a crumb next to it, just down. And you just want to make it like a little curve inside of it. That just makes it look like an ear more. Then you might want to shade it in a little bit, just because it just gives it that little extra texture to it, that you can tell that it's an ear. There you go. There's the unicorn head so far. This is not the end of the video, but this is just like the basics right here. Now we will move on to the hair. The hair, we can probably start from the long part. Now, this is probably one of the hardest parts, but you know what? It's not exactly as hard as you think. You just want to start from here, okay? And this part you would probably want to brush down until you get just about half, like near the bottom of your paper. Not too near the bottom, because then you won't have enough room. So you just want to make it curved a little bit at the end, if you want. I usually draw it like that. And you can probably just start like this, and you can probably make it like this, because if you want, you can probably make it some more like this inside of it, because it makes it look a little bit like there's curls inside of it, or even a stripe. Then for this part, you can probably add like a little bit more of a curve to it and everything, and you can probably just make more of these until you get sort of like this. This is actually not the best unicorn I've ever drawn, but it's actually pretty good. I have drawn hundreds of unicorns since I am actually a very big fan of My Little Pony. That's why it kind of says something when your username is Ponygirl. It is. By the way, I just want to clear this out. You can find me also on this website called Scratch. It's a coding website. My username is Ponygirl34470. You can follow me there, and that would help a lot. I already have 181 followers, I'm pretty sure. So much I've checked. And just a couple shout-outs here. Katie623 and Fluttershy2222. And I know there's a couple more. PinkFluffyUnicornz. And a whack of more people on Scratch. I am very bad with names, but those are just a couple shout-outs so far. Let me know in the comments if I missed any of you. I know I promised some of you some shout-outs. There's just a couple there. Please follow them as well. They've been actually on my channel so far. They're probably one of my first followers. Katie623, I know she is because she was like my third ever follower, I'm pretty sure. So that's just a couple shout outs there, you know, just to clear that out. Because I promised them. Okay, well, now let's move on to the hair. The hair is... Oh, I already moved on to the hair, actually. But this is just the top of the hair now. The top of the hair is not that hard at all either. Honestly, all you need to do right now is you just need to make it a kind of a curve like this. Just a line. And I know it's kind of through the horn right here. But when you do that, all you need to do is just erase this part of the horn. Because if you just make it see-through like that, it would look really weird. It looks like the unicorn's hair is kind of see-through. Another reason why you always need to brush pretty lightly. Because if you don't, situations like that will happen. And it'll look really, really weird. So then when you want to reach about here, you're going to need to curve in like this. Like the other part of the hair. But a little different because this part you're just going to need to connect it like this. Until you get like about like here. And then you can just stop right here because that's pretty good. Unless you want to add a little more. If you want, like a little more up here. I'm just going to sort of cover it like that so it looks kind of cool. Let me just erase a tiny bit more of the horn here. I might have to draw a little more. But hey man, nobody's perfect. Like I said. Sorry if I have a little tongue twisted lately on these videos. Just these are some of my first videos I'm actually talking in, so you know, I'm a little nervous, you know. I'm pretty sure most people are when they're first making their videos, but I'm learning, I'm getting the hang of it. So, just you can stop right here, by the way. I just wanted to clear that up because if you stop right here, you know, if you haven't finished the hair yet, and but for those of you who have, we can move on to the next step. And the next step will be the eye. The eye will be like the other one that I just did in my other video, which is how to draw a simple chibi girl. Sorry. I was about to say unicorn girl. So how do you draw the eye? Is you just first of all you need to make a round oval, just about pretty much this big. Make it start from about the hair right here. And move on to, hold on, let me just make this a little darker there. And after you draw this part, you need to add a circle right here. About this big, not too big though, because you won't have enough room for this other little circle. It's going to be right next to that. Then what you want to do is you want to make a little line that's coming from this big circle in the eye and connect it to this part of this eye. And then what you want to do is you want to make another line the exact same way you did on that part, but connect it to that other eye, like this. So it kind of looks like this so far, but then what you want to do, if you want, you can, this is actually the main part of the eye that makes it look kind of chibi-ish. If you want, you can make it like this. You want to make it like, sort of, like you want to shade it in. Make sure you do though. And I would suggest making it black though, because that is like, you know, it's kind of the main color. So then what you want to do is you want to curve in like that. Make sure that this part though, when it's off this part, you want to make sure it's not connected to the eye, because then it would kind of look a little weird. Then you want to make it kind of brush it like this. If you see what I'm doing? And you just want to go back up. And you want to curve in like this. And connect it to that other part on the eye. Now you want to just color this part in. Like this. Honestly, I got the inspiration from this book. It's how to draw like manga chibis and everything. And it's really cool. It's actually, I found that at Chapters, which is my favorite bookstore. So, yeah, that's really cool. So then what you want to do, so far, when you get around here, you want to go right here, and you want to add the eyelashes. And this part is pretty simple. All you really need to do, I draw eyelashes like this. Now, for this part, you don't have to draw eyes like this if you don't want to. This is just, like I said on my other video, this is just how I draw eyes. So, yeah. You just draw it like this. Usually I just draw 3 eyelashes when I draw like this. And this is the eye now so far. So this, oh, sorry. This is my unicorn so far. Now all we really need to do is draw the neck and then we'll probably be done. You can probably add a couple more touch-ups and everything, but before we do that, I just want to draw the mouth. With the mouth is not really hard at all. All you really need to do is just boop, like that. Now, for the neck, I would suggest starting just about right here. Hold on. There we go. Just round here. And you can just sort of curve in like this. Curve out, actually. And it's pretty long, so I would suggest making it like this. But not that long, actually. That's a little long. Since it's only going to be the neck, if it was the body, I would make it that long. But it's not. So we're going to have to draw it like this. Now, reach about here. Oh my goodness, my foot's actually asleep. So when you reach about here, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to go just about like right here. And you can curve out like this. So it just sort of looks like it has that little unicorn look, like the little head look. And now when you reach about here, I'm pretty sure you're done. And this is how you draw a unicorn head. I hope you enjoyed. Please subscribe, like I said in the beginning, to PonygirlGaming, and I'm hoping that we'll reach the goal of 100 subscribers. I really hope you enjoyed, and I hope this helped you in your little chibi journey. And other shoutouts. Also, I'm not even really sure. Just let me know if I missed any of you. So, thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye!